Welcome to the Queer Confidence Podcast, the podcast to help you become your most confident queer self. I'm your host, he, she, they, Coach Alex Ray, and I haven't always been this confident. In fact, I used to be super insecure. And through this show, I want to share with you what's worked for me, my clients, and my guests so that you can become more confident. Hello, unicorns! Oh my goodness. Welcome to episode 29, Connecting with Your Inner Child. Y'all, I am so just thrilled to be giving you this episode today because this episode is by far one of the most valuable episodes I have ever given you. Hands down. The way that I know what to record for my podcast is just when I intuitively get urges to record on a certain topic, and it is always beneficial for my clients. And right now, I've been doing a lot of work on inner child work with my clients, and I have been wanting to give them a resource in addition to me, something that they can go back to and reference and be able to get some additional assistance and tools even outside of our sessions. And I thought, what if I make that a podcast episode then, and it can benefit you and my confident queers, which you better just start signing up and become one. Like, I don't know what you're waiting for. The door is open, so come on in. It's so much warmer in here, okay? But for those of you that are not working with me yet, I love you, and I wanted to give this to you as a gift. But beyond, first and foremost, that's the word I'm looking for. This episode is a tool for my confident queers, for my clients. And you all who are not yet paying me and working with me are going to get the beautiful bonus of getting this info today. So I'm going to give you 4 different tools for connecting with your inner child. And the reason that connecting with your inner child is so important for confidence is that when you are feeling deeply insecure, almost always we can trace it back to your inner adult and your inner child not communicating on the same level. Usually your inner child is very afraid, very panicked, and is not trusting your inner adult to show up and to have their own interest in mind. Your inner child does not trust you to have their back. And so today's episode, you are going to learn how to better communicate with your inner child, how to connect with them in a really deep, clear, meaningful way so that you can have their back and then you will show up more confidently. So let's dive in. The first tip I have for you is something that I invented. I don't think anyone in the industry is teaching this. This is so fun. Here is what I love to do. I created an inner child playlist. Now, I'm not giving you my inner child playlist. No, mine is for me. But you can go create your own inner child playlist. What the hell is that? Okay, Apple Music, Spotify, I don't know, whatever your favorite music platform is, you're going to create a playlist called Inner Child. That's what I call mine, or whatever you want. And start adding some love songs to it. These are going to be love songs that you're going to actually be able to sing or sing along with for your inner child. So I would not pick love songs that are connected to an ex or ones that really bring your brain to a place of thinking about your future partner or partners. Pick some love songs that you can actually envision you singing this and connecting with your inner child over. Okay, so this is a love song playlist to your inner child. It doesn't matter what kind of music you pick either. Like, pick whatever resonates with you. Mine is filled with a lot of like EDM love songs. So pick something that stands out to you, that works really well for you and that you enjoy. And then you can listen to this playlist anytime you notice that you're feeling more insecure, more fear driven, when you aren't having your own back. I want you to pull out this playlist and listen to it and be with your inner child. It's a way of you just connecting with them and loving on them. All right, so that's tip number 1. I want to start out with a fun one, the inner child playlist. All right, the second one is to write a love letter to your younger self. And this is going to be something that will be a lot easier after you finish today's episode, because I'm going to have some other tips that are going to help you get a little closer to your inner child. But tip number 2 is to write a letter to your inner child. And what I would include in that letter is appreciations for your inner child. Appreciate their creativity, their amazingness, their uniqueness, their quirks, their fun things that make them unique. Remember that episode on being human? Yeah. Go and appreciate your inner child for all that they are. Write this letter again after this. You might not yet be ready with a lot of things that you feel like you appreciate. That's okay. Appreciate just a couple little small things about your inner child. Maybe how they've gotten you thus far. Okay. Tip number 3, listen to your inner child when they speak. Okay. If you are feeling very disconnected from your inner child, the next tip is going to help you. We're going to do a visualization in a moment, okay? But once your inner child, once you're feeling a little more connected, your inner child is going to start speaking to you. And I want you to know that no matter where you feel at right now with your connection to your inner child, they are already speaking to you. Your inner child is already trying to communicate with you. I had a moment just today where I got this physical pain in my chest, kind of like heartburn, and it came on very suddenly and very painfully. And I was like, whoo, what is that? And I know, because I have trained myself now to know that when I have a physical pain pop out of nowhere, it is my inner child trying to get my attention. If you have pain jumping out of nowhere, my friend, it is probably your inner child trying to get your attention. It's your subconscious that's like, hey, something's off here, something's off. So it's your opportunity as an adult now to actually stop whatever the fuck you are doing and ask some questions of your inner child. Here are 3 questions that I would recommend you ask. The first one is, what feels unsafe about this? Or what is your inner child afraid of? What are they afraid of right now? The second question is, what does your inner child need emotionally? What does your inner child need from you emotionally? And third, what does your inner child need to know that they don't currently know? What do they need to know from you as the adult that they don't currently know? Now, the reason I included this as a tip for connecting with your inner child, it sounds like, oh, well, don't you already need to be connected? No. Here's why you don't feel connected. It's because you, as the adult, have been pressuring and shaming your inner child and telling them that their needs are not important. Thankfully, Your inner child is always trying to speak up in some way or acting out, giving you some physical pain or some just like, hello, pay attention to me. So your inner child is always speaking up. You have just tuned them out for so long that you are, one, used to ignoring them. And so their voice fades into the background. And two, they've got a little tired of nagging you. So they're a little quieter now than they used to be. So, in order to connect deeper with your inner child, start noticing. Anytime, and you don't have to do anything purposeful. This is not like, let me sit here and just think. No. Let it happen. Allow yourself. You're going to know, hey, something doesn't sit right with me right now. Just a little bit of like internal discomfort that something's wrong, something's off. That's when you know your inner child is trying to get your attention. And by asking these questions, you are opening up room for communication between the two of you. And when you do this, your inner child is going to feel heard, which is primarily what they want. They want to be heard more than anything else. They want to know that you are listening and available for them. When they feel ignored, that's when they feel the most unsafe. They don't even always need their way, really. My inner child is like fine with not getting his way a lot of the time, as long as he feels like I'm listening to him, that I'm available for him, and that if things start going awry and he feels really unsettled and scared, that I will pause and have a conversation with him. So just by listening more, you will create a deeper connection with your inner child. As you listen, they will get louder and you will get better at hearing, and they will get louder and you will get better at listening and spending time with, and it will compound. All right, so the 3 tips so far, remember, create an inner child playlist. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2, write a letter to your inner child. And you can do that on any kind of topic, like celebrating them, appreciating them, loving them, making a promise to them, or just thanking them for who they've been. Third, listen to your inner child when they speak and ask the 3 questions. What feels unsafe about this? What do you need emotionally? What do you need to know that you don't currently know? All right. Our 4th tip. This one is imperative that you are not driving, okay? What I'm about to do with you is a visualization. Do not do this while driving. I'm really serious. Pause the episode. You can pick it up later. Don't do this while driving. It's extremely unsafe. All right? So, glad you're not driving while you're listening to it now. You are settled. You are in a safe place. You want to give yourself some space away from any other kind of distractions as we enter this visualization, okay? So find a comfortable spot. You can be sitting, you can be laying, whatever is comfortable for you, and let's get started. So first, close your eyes here and notice your body. You can start down at your toes. Bring your attention up your legs and into your torso. Notice the seat or bed or ground you are sitting or laying on. And feel your body pressing into it. Bring your awareness up through your shoulders, out to your fingertips, back in, up your neck, and to your head as it sits comfortably. Notice that you are in a safe place. You are planted firmly. Now bring your awareness to your breath. As you start to take deeper breaths, think back to a time when you felt alone as a child. We're going to go back and meet little you in this memory. Taking deep inhales and slow exhales, settle in to this memory. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See your inner child. Observe them. Observe all that is going on in this time of loneliness. Resist the urge to change anything. What's on your child's mind? What are they looking for? Allow their gaze to meet yours. With that look, your child feels instantly safe. You both feel connected. Stretch out your arms and welcome your inner child into a warm embrace. Let them know you can provide the comfort they are seeking. Appreciate their strength. Appreciate their tenacity. Appreciate their resilience. Apologize for not being more responsive when they call you. Make a promise to come and listen going forward. Ask your inner child what they would like to say to you right now. Thank them for whatever they have presented to you. Give them a big hug. Looking your inner child in the eyes, give them a reminder, a simple, wise truth that will help them navigate this difficult time. Give them one more big hug and thank them for speaking with you today. Remind them you will be available anytime going forward. And as you step back, keep the warm sensation of this interaction with you. 10. Return to your breaths. 9. 8. 7. Begin to come back into your body. 6. 5. 4. Feel again the sensations in your body. 3. 2. 1. When you are ready, come back to this present moment and allow your eyes to open with ease. What a powerful visualization. What a healing connection. What a joy it is to communicate with your inner child. You can come back to this part of the episode at any time and re-listen over and over to continue visiting your inner child in a deep and purposeful way. I have one more tip for you, and we're going to make it a fun one. I want to end this episode on an upward, fun note for you. So the 5th and final tip I have for you today is to go on a date with your inner child. And I don't mean just like a dinner. You can if you want, but that sounds so formal and adult and boring. Go on a date with your inner child that they want to go on. What would bring your inner child joy? What is something that you didn't have the opportunity to do, or maybe you weren't even allowed to do it when you were a kid? I like to go, and if I'm going to have like a little inner child date, turn on a TV show that maybe I wasn't allowed to watch when I was a kid and find interesting to watch now as an adult. And I will get some candy and ice cream and stuff from the grocery store, things that delight me that I really wanted as a kid but was never able to have. I wasn't either allowed to have it, or we just couldn't afford it, or I don't know. My parents also bought, I guess they didn't like buying junk food, so I like to have little dates with myself now where I have junk food. So ask your inner child, what is it that they kind of felt like they missed out on when they were a kid, and now you can make those things into dates with your inner child. How fun is that? You get to go take them on an adventure that they missed out on, that they couldn't have when they were a kid. So this is a fun thing. Have fun with it. Enjoy whatever is going to bring your inner child pleasure and go for it. There are really no wrong answers here. This is an opportunity for you to date your inner child, to hang out with them in a way that they want to hang out with, not in a way that's like super adult and very mature. Okay? Boring. Yuck. Go do something goofy and silly that they want to do. All right. That's it for you today, my friend. If this podcast has helped you, I want to ask you, please share it with a friend. Spread the word. Give them the blessing of having this same encouragement in their ears, just like you are having right now. I have a vision for our queer community, for the entire LGBTQIA plus community. You all know that's what I mean when I say queer community. That we all have more confidence. That the narrative of the queer community goes from pain and suffering and being on the outside to being the most in touch, most successful, most love-filled, most self-aware, most confident people group on the planet. We are a force to be reckoned with. We are amazing. We are unique. We are creative. We are in touch. The more people we get this info into their hands or ears, into their nervous system, right? These new ways of thinking and believing and being, the better. Our LGBTQIA plus community needs some deep healing, some deep love. We need confidence. This podcast can help them. So help me help the community by spreading the word. Tell a friend. Share this episode with them and give them the same gift you are receiving right now. You can also really help by leaving a review on iTunes. That will help iTunes promote the podcast more. So by you just taking 3 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever it takes to leave a little star review, 5-star review, don't leave me 1 star. If you do, I want to hear why, right? And leave a little comment so that they start sharing this with the world so we can get more LGBTQIA plus people confident. Let's do this, my friend. The work is in your hands. You have got this. You are much more capable than you've been believing. And with this deeper connection with your inner child, you are going to start behaving in a totally different way. You're going to start showing up available. You're going to start knowing what's in your own best interest. You're going to start having your back. You're going to start talking with your inner child and having an inner dialogue before diving into anything, really. You're going to provide them safety. This is having your inner child's back. Start with these ways of connecting and then show up. When you're ready to take this work deeper, sign up for coaching. I want to work with you, my friend. I'll see you very soon. Bye. If you enjoyed this episode, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend so they too can become more confident. You can also help more people find the show by leaving a 5-star review wherever you listen. And if you want to become a more confident queer with support from yours truly, head to coachalexray.com or use the link down in the show notes. I'm looking forward to working with you.